Hey, what is going on, everyone? Joe here, and today we are diving into Vital Shell, a brand new action roguelite currently sitting at 97% overwhelmingly positive on Steam. And the twist with this game is that it looks identical to a PS1 Sega Dreamcast era game. So this video is going to date me considerably. So let's tingle the nostalgia sensors in our brain, shall we? All right, yeah, immediately from the menus, we've got our memory card. Our game guide. Every game's got to have that. Devotions. Oh, these are like unlocks. Okay, got it. Well, we got nothing. Options and battle. So let's just jump into this. Okay, so it looks like we got 5 different characters we can end up unlocking. But right now, all we've got is our mech built for survivability. Blocking restores HP. Boosting knocks enemies back and deals force damage. Damage scales additionally with block and armor. So you just want to turn this guy into like a tackler. On level up, you get more health, you get more armor rating, and 1% block chance. Some of these classes look interesting. This looks like a mage, and then one of them uses a scythe. All right, well, we'll lock in our boy here. We've got 5 different planets. We got to start with the island ruins, and let's just get into it. All right, I can already tell you guys, this is going to be a Gojo lore video because I'm going to end up talking about my childhood as this is going to remind me of a lot of different things. Honestly, right now, I feel like I'm playing some weird version of Bomberman 64. I didn't really grow up with a Sega Dreamcast. My neighbors had one, so I would go over to their place and play it all the time. But PS1 was definitely the way to go. All right, so we leveled up. We can increase our max health. We can get more elemental damage. I don't know if we have elemental damage. We're just slicing things with a sword. Or we can increase our range. Increase attack range and pickup range, so they combo that. Well, if our whole gimmick is tackling into enemies and taking damage and trying to block damage, I'm going to go for vitality right now. And so we got ourselves a light weapon, Skyfall Mortar. Lobs explosives, applying consistent pressure. We've also got Sun Shard. Sustained firepower and applies burn damage. So we can actually see this is elemental damage. And then Argent Lance. Balanced weapon with moderate damage and speed, but it can also pierce. Let's go ahead. Let's do explosives. And so we can just explode people and run straight into them. And we have a dash attack. I'm also aiming and shooting manually. I've talked about it before in these games, but I just prefer to do all the aiming and shooting myself because it feels more like an action game. Right now, I actually feel like this game is very similar to Brotato. We've got a certain amount of time we got to survive, get as much experience as we can so we can level up. And then if we do level up, we'll get some goodies before we go to the next wave. Okay, increased chance to fully block incoming damage, 5% attack speed, or more range. Well, we want to do block right now. My block chance is 2%, so that'll boost it to 7. Wave reward gem. Affinity Fury, more attack speed. Destruction, more damage, or more potency. Oh, so we equip this to our weapons. All right, let's do damage. So I can pick which one I want. I guess the Hand of Justice must be the sword that I'm swinging. So let's have my mortar do more damage. These enemies, though, they remind me of a PS1 game that almost no one knows about called LSD. It's a game that just is supposed to look like your dreams, and it really doesn't have much of a purpose at all besides being incredibly trippy. All right, so far so good. Let's dash through these guys, do some damage. It doesn't really do that much damage. It knocks them back, but I think we leveled up twice. More block chance. I wonder what the cap is for our block chance, because right now it's already at 9%. I'm going to keep going into block. Handling, more attack speed, more damage, more force damage. Increased damage done from force sources, explosions and knockbacks. Yeah, I feel like we'd want to do that. Grant a second life. This is a shell protocol. Grant armor at the end of each wave. Attacks have a chance on hit to increase critical strike. A second life is kind of insane to get, I would imagine. But I'm going to go more into my build. We're going to get some armor. And we can see our weapon ammunition or cooldowns on the bottom left corner. I'm not quite sure which. Yeah, the explosions are really good because these enemies seem to be coming in clusters. So one shot just kills everything instantly, and then I can get all that experience. if I can get my dash, you can charge right through. Again, it doesn't really do enough damage to be worth it. But it looks like it does scale off of my armor rating, so we're going to end up doing more and more damage the further we go. Critical strike, potency, regen rating. Increase the rate of health regeneration. 1 HP per tick. Critical strike. I mean, we're going to go for health regen. I want to be absolutely unkillable. Our block chance is already 16%. Why don't we make it 21%? We don't need dodge. Not if we want to get punched in the face as much as possible. All right, let's go for block. We got another gem, so we could get lifesteal, damage and attack speed or potency. Lifesteal, give me that. Let's put it on my mortar. So we can only have so many gems attached to a weapon. I wonder if there's evolutions in this game. It looks like we've got a ton of different weapon slots, but my guy only has 2 hands. So I don't know what else we'll end up unlocking. Okay, it's ramping up a little bit. Fortunately, I've made myself borderline unkillable. We need to get my explosion size a little bit larger if possible. There's so many games I can say that Vital Shell is reminding me of, but at the same time, if you really think about PS1 era games, most of them look the same anyway. There was one which was a puzzle game that was very similar to Catherine, where you were constantly climbing up cubes, and I can't remember what it's called for the life of me, but I'm sure someone does know, and they're going to put it down below for me. All right, more armor rating. Attack speed or dodge. We're going to get the armor rating. Even more armor rating, another 10. All right. Now we have a special, Barrage. Unleash a hail of bullets in front of the shell. Rain rockets down on surrounding enemies. Fire a powerful piercing attack from deep within the shell. I'm going to, of course, get even more explosions. Rocket Storm. And so special abilities, I think we can see our charge in the top left. And in the settings, we had to activate it. So if I hit Q, it just explodes all around me. So kind of like a get out of jail card. All right, now that we've got a ton of armor, can we dash through these guys and do a lot of damage? Yes. Oh my God. All right, we can do 64. That is huge. Also, guys, don't judge me, okay? I've got a stuffy nose right now. I know you can hear it. It's not my fault. It is currently like 12 degrees outside. Yeah, dude, I'm unkillable. These guys can't even hurt me. And we're leveling up so much. All right, critical strike, force damage, or damage from all sources. I wonder if that actually impacts my dash. It has to, right? So we'll go for power. Elemental damage, force damage, critical strike. See, I like the level ups in this game because they're very simple. I don't have to do calculus to understand what my end result in damage is going to be. Force damage, explosions, and knockbacks. Okay, we've got yet another jewel. And let's go for more damage and attack speed. And we're going to put it, you guessed it, in my mortar. I have not buffed my sword at all, but this guy doesn't really seem like he needs the sword. It took me this long to realize this orange bar in the top left is my dash charge. So we can use that. I bet there's a way to level that up so it happens more often too. Because right now we're doing 84 damage a pop whenever we rush through these guys. And they're just getting obliterated. I have so many ult charges. It's crazy you can stack these. They really gave you the most overpowered character when you start this game. All right, I think we got 2 level ups this time. Not nearly as much. More armor, more block, shell protocol. Enemies felled by critical strikes leave behind pools of fire. Chance to restore life upon felling enemies. Critical strikes have a chance to grant a special charge. That's nuts for certain builds, I'm sure, but I would rather have drain so we can heal up. Which means I'm going to get to a point in this build where I can probably just stand still and not die. We'll just need some more life regen. I don't know if we have different modifiers on the stages, too, to make them a little bit harder, because only 5 levels does seem like a small amount. Unless you can do, you know, difficulty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, with this style of game, though, since it's taking a lot of heavy inspiration from Brotato, 5 levels is way more than you get in Brotato. Especially if each level is going to have different enemies. Yeah, dude, I literally can't die. I literally cannot die. All right, get all this experience. Rush through these guys. I want all these spider bots to die. Oh my god, yes! Not only that, if we tackle that huge crowd of enemies, we're healing too because of Drain. All right, more physical damage. Physical sources, bullets and blades. I wonder if that includes my tackle, but I feel like I already have so much damage there that I don't have to worry about it. More health. More block or force damage. Now I have to make a decision here. I'm going to go for block. Critical strike, attack speed, lifesteal. Yeah, but lifesteal is going to be applied to a weapon. It's not going to be applied to me tackling enemies. So it's less exciting. I could put it on the sword, though. What happens if you max this out? Okay. Equilibrium. Felled enemies have a chance to leave behind a light well. Inflicting physical damage to enemies standing in the well restores HP. I wonder if that is based off of the gems we put in the weapon. Because now we have another way to heal. Yeah, so it creates a healing spot for me. And so I can just stand in here and heal. What the hell? All right, that's really good. We are busted. We got to get our eyes on the prize. Get it? Because there's like a billion eyes trying to tackle me right now. All right, all right, all right. Get some experience. Rush right through. All right, we're taking some damage now. We're not indestructible. This also seems like a perfect opportunity to try to get as much experience as possible because there's so many enemies. And we really don't see a lot of variation in experience shards. They're all just these pink-looking crystals. Gonna keep popping my ult. We get 69 health. Nice. Stand in both of these. All right, dodge, range, max health. Gonna go for that HP. Regenerating. So block chance is nice because, of course, we're scaling this up like crazy. But I want more health regen. More block, more dodge, block. Oh, so we get another weapon. We get a heavy weapon. So we've got physical, elemental, and force again. And since I've already put a good amount into force and I want more explosives, we're going to do Fell Burst. Fire a volley of rockets. Impact radius is its potency. Okay. Yeah, I like how you can see all the weapons on the mech. That's cool. And so we are halfway through our first run here. And I am not breaking a sweat. It looks like the next character we unlock, too, its icon is dual blades. So it's got to be a melee-oriented character. Which, for how this game plays, seems like it could be pretty difficult. We might have to go into lifesteal. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Sega Dreamcast. It's funny because I never owned it myself, but I have some of the warmest memories playing it. Because to me, I was at that age where it was so futuristic. Playing Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, it blew my mind. And I wanted every excuse I could to go to my neighbor's house just so I could keep playing it. Crazy Taxi, man. All right, force damage, speed, physical damage. Now let's do force damage. More block chance, up to 54%. So more than 50% of the time, I will be blocking. And let's get some more lifesteal. And let's get it on our rocket launcher on our back. I feel like at some point, we're going to suffer because we don't have as much DPS. In fact, these enemies seem to be a little bit beefier. Even tackling into them does not kill them. So we'll see here. But, you know, if I can't kill them and they can't kill me, I still win because it's just surviving. use my special. Don't forget that I have that. Its cooldown is actually really fast. Is it instant? Hold on. Tap, tap. It's not instant. All right. But it's near instant. So I can use my ult every 2 or 3 seconds. What is this? Oh, there's a magnet. Awesome. Okay. That magnet still didn't even level us up. Speed, elemental damage, critical strike. All right, now we're getting stuff I probably don't care that much about. I'm going to go ahead and just up my speed. Critical strike, damage, potency. Give me more damage. I'm so sorry that I'm neglecting the hell out of the sword, but it doesn't seem to be that great of a combo with a character like this. All right, this is perfect for me. Tackle right through, get all the experience immediately. I'm the perfect counter to whenever we have all these enemies grouped up like this. Not only the explosives, but just the dash. We get an achievement for restoring 500 health in a single run. So if I were to hypothetically stand here, I mean, we're taking damage, but I can't die. I can't die. We're leveling up way slower now. Let's do even more health regen. Shell protocol. Release a damaging nova each time the shell restores health. No way. No way, man. Okay, all right. So grab that. So every single time I restore health, we're going to do an AoE. And I have so much regen. So we'll just kill things instantly. All right, so stand here. I don't have to push anything. I've created a build on my first time through where I don't even have to play. All right. Well, this is a good time. Fortunately, when we're done with this, we'll be able to move around to get a ton of experience. Just keep stacking it. It's going to be amazing. I'm still fine. It's kind of ramping up. It's kind of ramping up, but I'm still fine. Do another ult charge. Looks like we picked up a magnet. Yeah, it takes forever for us to level up now. Health, speed, or force damage. I mean, force damage is nice. I don't need any more health. Yeah, let's keep going into force damage because I don't want to fall off if we have like crazy enemies that end up showing up later. All right, more damage on my rocket launcher. It's kind of interesting you can only level up these weapons 4 times. I guess it makes sense if these runs are going to be that bite-sized. But there isn't a ton of customization from what I'm seeing so far. All right, we got new eyeballs. We have new enemies all around on this wave. We've got slimes that seem like they throw out projectiles. And then the eyeballs that don't really come after you. They kind of just hover around trying to block wherever you're going. Not that it really matters, because I don't even need to shoot if I don't want to. The magnet's also kind of an unnecessary item. It's helpful, but it's not really going to benefit me much right now. What I think would be a lot of fun in this game is a sniper character. I'm sure there is one. All right, more armor rating. Lifesteal, critical strike, damage. Lifesteal, same thing. We've leveled this up now. Equilibrium. Yeah, so it is based off of the gems you put in the weapon because we have the same gems. And so we have yet even more healing wells on the map. That's cool. I like that. It makes me wonder what else we can end up seeing. All right, let me tackle you guys. Let me wait for my charge. I want to see how much damage my tackle does now. All right, come on. 206. If there is a boss, I'm hoping I can kill him by just tackling into him once. That is my goal. Of course, I'm going to stand still and aura farm for a little bit. I think it'd be fun to also have like challenge modes. You know, doing this without any guns. Fell 25 enemies in a single attack. All right, we're getting all of our devotions. But this would be really interesting if I couldn't shoot. I just had to keep tackling enemies over and over and over again. All right, more health regen. Absolutely. Incinerate. Enemies felled by critical strikes leave pools of fire. After reloading 8 times, gain a damage buff. Attacks have a chance on hit to increase critical strike. I guess we'll do power cycle. None of those were really relevant to the build I'm going for now. We have to survive for almost a whole minute now. Yeah, nice try, guys. You didn't know who you were messing with. Wait, hold on, hold on. All right, hold on. I have an idea. Options. Gameplay. Auto attack. We're turning that off. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're too overpowered, so we got to balance it out now. Line them up. Line them up. Oh my God. Who needs guns? Not this guy. Yeah, this is absurd. Okay, no, don't do that. You're gonna kill yourself. All right, time to start shooting again. As soon as I fired the first shot, we get an achievement for doing enough force damage. Armor rating, block speed, more armor, more tackle damage. Critical strike, damage, or potency. Well, I don't have anything else I can slot besides my sword. So I guess it's time to finally start putting stuff in this sword. What are you going to put in there, Joe? Probably damage and lifesteal. Probably exactly what I'm going to put in there. So we can have even more healing wells on the map. Okay, so you guys run away and shoot missiles. That's the name of the game for you. As soon as I have a dash charge, we're doing 300 damage. One thing I do appreciate about this game, though, it is probably the simplest roguelite I've played in a long time. And what I mean by that is when you're playing Brotato or you're playing anything that has you have a shop in between rounds with like a billion different options, a billion different build synergies, here it's very quick and painless to decide what you want to level up, and then you just jump straight into the gameplay. And I appreciate that. I feel like, of course, some people will be like, it's too simple, but not everything has to be that complex. All right, we've got Black Pearl, more damage and attack speed. I do want the lifesteal, but let's get the Black Pearl in here. It's almost like you buy and boot up this game just to vibe with the aesthetic. The soundtrack is really good, too. Like, I'm having a ton of fun with exactly what this game is about. But some of the games I've been recording lately are incredibly complex. You know, there's so many different mechanics, so many different things at play. You can make billions and billions of right and wrong decisions, which is, you know, what you very commonly see with roguelites these days. But at the same time, the whole point of games is to remain fun and consistent. So you don't always need all those bells and whistles. You just need to be able to tackle a billion polygons and do massive damage numbers. Dodge, speed, force damage. Let's take that force damage. Lifesteal. Yep, let's get it. Let's get it. You know we're getting equilibrium. It does also look like all of these upgrades are very well calculated in the game. Like after this level, we'll probably get our last gem. And so that means every single piece of gear I have is fully kitted. And so a max build just happens in this game by getting to the end. Which is kind of peaceful. Oh, what is this guy? What are you playing the trumpet for? All right, these dog people, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. We're almost level 27. I'm gonna get a little greedy here. For some more experience, we got a magnet. Awesome, okay. All right, we're set. Get a little bit more XP. All right, it's time for the final wave. Max health. Let's get that lifesteal. Wait, this is damage and lifesteal. This is broccoli element. I don't want to do broccoli. I'll do this. Compression. So no way. There's different things entirely for the amount of slotted gems. Because the only thing I did differently here was one less lifesteal. Felled enemies have a chance to leave behind a gravity well, pulling in nearby enemies and dealing force damage. Oh, what's happening? Is there really a boss fight? Corrupt Bloodfang. Okay, all right. Infinite time. Tackle. Wow, the tackle didn't even do that much damage. All right, this is not what I expected. It still does a ton of damage. Let's be real. The music's ramping up. Okay, watch out, watch out. That really is hurting me. Where'd he go? Stay on him. Don't give him any room to breathe. This is the monster I have created. All right, one more tackle. And you're done. Never mind, I lied. I gotta save it up, though. We gotta finish you off in style. Boom. Nice. Rank A. All right, high score. We got a ton of unlocks. It looks like we unlocked a bunch of weapons and characters, too. So my boost did the most damage. 256,000 damage. It had the highest DPS out of all of my weapons. The Nova did the second most damage, it looks like. No, the Mortar did the second most. The Nova was third. It's still nice. It didn't feel like we killed that many enemies. All right, so we got our Devotion level up to level 3. Powerful enemies drop reroll gems. This currency persists between runs and is used to reroll on wave rewards. Okay. We got Bloodfang. We've got Final Answer, Fire Homing Missiles, Dark Comet, Handheld Missile Launcher, attacks follow enemies, Cannon Spike, Moderate Weapon Power, adds a special damage effect to boosting. Bro, okay, so there was like a jousting spear? All right. Shell Protocol, release a damaging Nova each time the shell restores health. Periodically strike enemies with a meteor, deals physical damage. Reduce the size of explosions from force weapon attacks by 50%, but they do 50% more damage. After blocking or dodging, gain a stacking damage buff. It's insane I didn't have any of these. Permanent stat upgrade. Okay, cool. All right, we unlocked a new character. If I go over to Devotions, I see. So there's 5 different pedestals. And this, I wonder, it doesn't show the mech's name anywhere. But I don't know if they're assigned to different characters or not. We'll figure it out because I do have a new character now, and I'm assuming a new map. Yeah, the Bloodfang. The forearm shell has an innate agility. However, its agile frame can only wield light weapons. Boosting reloads all weapons and grants a bonus to attack speed. So every time this guy levels up, he gets dodge, attack speed, and some health. All right. We've got Ice Caverns. So this dude is all about being fast and dodging attacks. It's going to be way more accurate than what I'm used to. I feel like this run's going to be harder. Obviously, because we're not going to be trying to just face tank everything. All right. We didn't level up. Attack speed, armor rating, or force damage. Attack speed. So I'm thinking let's go into physical. It said he could only use light weapons, so I guess this counts as a light weapon. Does he get one on both hands? Balanced weapon with moderate damage and speed. I could re-roll this, but let's take it. So he's going to get another weapon that's going to be on his other hand, it looks like. And so dashing reloads my weapons. My dash charge seems to be the same amount of time as the last character. The music here is nice. And we did level up this time. Okay, force damage, block, or elemental damage. I'm not cool with either of these, so we're going to re-roll this. 10% dodge. Attack speed and damage. I'm going to stick with the same stuff. Because it's useful for this guy. I want the most amount of attack speed as possible. I want to machine gun fire these pistols. All right, let's get this on my my dual wielding guns. Anything that's attack speed, 100%. No doubt about it. I'm also getting a little bit of Fantasy Star vibes from the areas, the maps, and the music. But overall, I know in the beginning of the video I said more PS1 Sega. It feels like it could be an N64 game. All right, armor rating, regen, potency. Out of all these, I'm probably going to go for some health regen. Health regen will work no matter what character you're playing as. And let's do movement speed. A second life. Chance to restore life upon felling enemies. Reduce the size of explosions. This is more explosive damage. I mean, we can get the second life in case things get really bad here. I doubt it's going to happen. This game hasn't gotten that hard yet. But we could get there, especially trying a different build. One that we are not really used to. Okay, so we have turrets, and they don't move. They just blast us from a distance, which is, you know, the typical plan for turrets. All right, old habits die hard. I gotta stop tackling the enemies. Critical strike. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. If we get crit chance and nothing else that I really want, I'll go for that. And some more health. Damage, lifesteal, attack speed. You know we're going for attack speed. And then I started blasting. Lifesteal, I think, would also be crucial for this guy. And we don't have an ultimate attack yet. So dodge as much as we can so we get that free reload and attack speed boost. Let's get this health. We're taking kind of a beating. I feel like we've leveled up a bunch, though. There's a ton of experience back there. I'm going to go for it. Yep. Nice. More speed. Let's get that critical strike. Unleash a hail of bullets in front of the shell. Fire a powerful piercing attack from deep within the shell. This is elemental. I guarantee the next character we get is going to be elemental focused because of that staff. But we're going to go for barrage here. We're going to try and stay full physical, so our scaling's a little bit easier. I want to use it just to see what it does, but I need more enemies in front of me. But with my DPS lacking a little bit, we'll probably get to a point where there's just a big horde. Yep, like this. All right, that's actually really good. Knock out the turret, knock these guys out, get all the experience. My health is low. You guys survive a little bit longer. Don't be so much of a coward, though, you don't get experience. There we go. All right, let's go for more dodge. My dodge is 50% right now. Oh, my God. All right, let's do more speed. Attack speed. You know it. Pop it in here. Pop it in here. I wonder what this is going to evolve into. So, yeah, we do have some new enemies in this map. We got the turrets. It looks like we've got these new floating enemies, too. And I'm honestly going to probably use my special ability as much as often, like when it really makes sense. Saving it doesn't seem very valuable for this guy. Get that health. I'm about to level up. Okay, this is not looking too hot for me. We are starting to struggle. There's healing, but I'm not going for it. All right, so because I lack the sustain I had in the last character, I need to be really cautious about my health decline as the round goes on and on and on. Because I'm getting myself into a bad situation and then missing out on experience. Critical strikes grant a stacking attack speed buff. All right, I'm here for that. All right, let's reformulate my plan. We got to be smart, not take damage wherever we can avoid it. These guys shoot at me. Get that health, get that health. Nice, okay. Move. Let's use my ult. Clear this out a little bit. We leveled up, so we can't bank on that for a free heal. But that's okay. We are A-okay. What the hell is that thing? The wheel is dead. Get the healing. One thing about this game too, damage ticks happen very fast. There's not a lot of iframes in between your received damage. So you can't run into a crowd and think you're not gonna die. You're gonna get hit horribly. Okay, physical damage, health regen, more physical damage. Even more, you know, physical damage is nice. But I'm going to go for more crit chance. Let's do damage on my gun. We have evolved it. Fusion. Felled enemies have a chance to trigger an explosion that does more damage for each enemy caught within. Interesting that it does explosion damage for attack speed and overall damage. I wonder, I would have to assume this scales with force damage. It does combo really well with my ultimate, though. Whenever we got just a horde of them, they all just go down. All right, heal. Let's move. Cut a way out. There's another ult charge up top. I'm going to head to it. There we go. Shoot in there. Try to make it dense. I'm going to try to circle back around, get that experience. There's a heal. Nice. Oh, this isn't looking good. I leveled up. That's what I wanted. We're still in this. Get all that experience, man. We leveled up again. All right. Our dodge is 62%. That lets us boost all the freaking time. But I'm thinking we go for attack speed. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was today years old, 38 minutes into the run, before I actually read what this did. But you know what? It's my fault because I've played so many roguelites, and you can tell me, what does dodge normally do? It normally makes you avoid damage. I didn't realize that lets you boost more often. I'm thinking, why are we taking so much damage with 62% dodge? All right. Of course, this is my fault for not reading. Let's go for attack speed. Let's go for physical damage. More damage. No, let's do dodge. We leveled up a bunch that time. All right, so we can get another Argent Lance, which I think I'm going to like because it's going to be symmetrical. All right, so let's double up on this because I don't want Elemental or Force. Another gun should be a very big game changer for us. So yeah, we can dash like crazy. And every single time we do, of course, we reload and we get that attack speed boost. I understand. It took me a little bit. It took me approximately 10 waves to understand what this character's all about. But I got it. You dodge like crazy. You melt them, and then you go in and you get your rewards. I want that experience, but I'm taking too much damage. Health, nice. I bet you I can run in there. Level up. Nice. I want to get in there and get that experience, but I'm not looking too healthy. Nice, okay. I don't know. I'm assuming, and some people might not know what I'm doing. In Brotato, there is a experience fall off if the round ends and it sucks in all that XP. So you get half the value. I'm assuming that's the same thing here to incentivize. Otherwise, you wouldn't really care about grabbing experience. Besides maybe the heal, right? All right, let's go for speed. Some lifesteal might be nice. All right, let's get lifesteal on one of the lances. Just a little bit of sustain. It hurt me not to get attack speed, it did. But with one of my guns healing me a little bit. Yeah, so by the time my attack speed boost wears off from this dodge, I have my dodge again. All right, we got a good amount of ult charges. Let's grab this health. Let's use my ult. Let's clear this out a little bit. Grab one more ult charge. Ult again. All right, this is way better. All right, watch out, Joe. You're going to kill yourself. You're getting really greedy, man. You've got 3 health in a dream. All right. Let's get some health regen. Let's get a little bit of survivability here. More attack speed. I do want this. We do have the revive. So I have that in my court. Let's get some more attack speed. Let's put it on here. I don't love that you can get the health while you have full health. Some games don't let you do that so you can save it for later. I'm sure you can here too, but then it's like, I want that experience. There are a ton of health drops on the map though. I get this charge. I like this level because we've got stronger enemies and way less of them. Okay, we need to get some healing. More healing. We could level up pretty soon. So keep my eyes on that experience bar. We got a magnet. That will level us up. I knew it. More ult charge. All right, now let's get greedy. Woo! All right. Physical damage, attack speed, health regen. Attack speed. Physical damage. Attacks have a chance on hit to increase critical strike. Release a damaging nova each time you restore health. After blocking or dodging, gain a stacking damage buff. No, we'll do lethal strikes. And so we can see all of my passives going off in the top right. All right, I'm not looking the best right now. Good job on that health drop. These turrets, they're what are really, really hurting me. So if I can focus them down. I want to level up. I'm getting greedy for the level up. Oh, come on, Joe. Come on. Oh, you used your life. I actually died there. Oh, no. All right. Woo. Oh, my God. Okay. You definitely get less experience if you don't pick it up yourself. Oh, what a bummer, man. What a bummer. All right, Black Pearl. Thank you, Jack Sparrow. I'm about to level up. So what I'm actually going to do, it's not going to work. I'm going to say try not to get experience. There's going to be experience all over the map, man. Like, save it. Save it for the last moment. But I'm going to level up accidentally. There's no way I don't. Yep, there it is. Let's go straight in the middle. Get all these shots going. All these projectiles, man. Okay, all right. Good magnet. Now's the time to be a little greedy. Magnet. Nice. We are on the edge of leveling up again. I'm getting so stressed, man. More dodge. All right, let's go ahead and evolve the weapon I've got. Detonation. Attacks have a chance to explode on hit, dealing force damage. Yeah, I wish I knew some of these synergies. What the hell? There's a boss? Oh, and I've got a timer. Well, luckily, they're not that bad. And luckily, I'm very close to leveling up again. All right, there it goes. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Their projectiles are a lot slower, too, so I can really see what they're doing and dodge them. Time is getting kind of tight, though. I got an ability charge. If I can grab it. All right, they're dead. I'm almost dead. All right, cut me some slack. I killed your leader. There's a magnet. There's a few. Oh, the magnet pulls in everything, including the heals. I didn't realize that. That's way more valuable. I mean, it was already super valuable, but yeah, that's huge. Okay. Critical strike. Critical strikes have a chance to grant a special charge? No way. Hold on. That's actually really good, but Drain might be my only chance at staying alive. Chance to restore life upon felling enemies. Man, I'm going to do Drain. I'm going to do Drain. Because we get enough special charges organically, right? See, there's one right here. Plus, with the cooldown on how often I can even do it, I don't know. We could have been doing specials every 2 seconds, Joe. But we're going to save them for now. I don't know what's up with this level. It decided to just give me a break. Special charge. Of course, I leveled up and then took a monumental amount of damage. See, Drain is great. I already have full health. That is a game changer. Okay, it's ramping up. It's ramping up. I need to start reading some of this experience. Okay. All right. We got it. Critical strike. Let's get a little bit more. Oh, crit chance on the lance. Lapis lazuli. Let's do it. Going outside the box a little bit here. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not grabbing it. We got an achievement for getting our crit chance to 60%. All right, just keep moving. These mortar strikes won't hit me. I'm too fast. Nice magnet. Level 24. This is another one of those roguelites that has a much slower progression system, which is nice. It's a little overwhelming when you level up a billion times in 10 minutes, as opposed to more slower intentional upgrades. Physical damage. Let's do attack speed and damage. I don't think we need as much lifesteal now that we've got drain. Just innately, right? I don't even realize. Oh, so these heads, I was wondering what those icons and auras meant. The floating heads are giving them buffs. It looks like it's a healing buff. Although I don't think they can out-heal my machine gun blasts or my critical hits. All right, watch these projectiles. Loop around, get the help, get the ult. I'm getting greedy, man, but I know how much experience is just chilling in the middle. That magnet last second was everything. All right, more crit chance. Bring it up to 48%. We'll go even more crit strike. So one of my guns is just abnormally stronger than the other, constantly critting. Meanwhile, the other one gives me lifesteal. All right, not looking very healthy. My ability also combines with my dodge. So if I use my special ability, the dodge right after, we fire like crazy. It's nuts. What's also nuts is me about to die here. Come on, Joe. All right. That was kind of clutch, but I saw it, and I knew I needed to go for it. Okay. We're maxing out my final gun here. We'll do even more crit chance. Liquefaction. Attack supply burning damage proportional to critical strike chance. All right, next boss. Corrupt Mirage. All right, bud. I've come too far. All right, so as long as I keep looping around. Oh, no, that's actually not working that well. This is going to be kind of tough. Just have to watch my surroundings. Not get hit by all these ads, which is exactly what's happening, and rely on drain. If I can take this slow, because there's no time limit here. There's no time limit. I assume it's got to get harder with more enemies the longer I'm here. But let's just be really intentional about our gameplay. Oh my god, I got shot point blank. I know there's health over here. Okay, you're very close. Nice! All right, we did it! Rank B, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, rank B? All right, well, we did the most damage with our basic attack. Average DPS 271. Had a little bit of burn damage at the end there. And we killed 4,000 enemies. All right, so let's see what the level up system is like. Okay, so it does stay with the same pillar. Devotion to Fury. We unlock Mirage. Fate Weaver. Slow but powerful weapon with high critical strike damage. Plus 2% block. Armor rating. I wonder if I can change the pillars and level them up, or maybe this is just like a progression system. There we go. So we did unlock Fury. And so I can pick which one I want, and that will level up and give me different meta progression. Interesting. Okay. So we've got the Mirage, equipped with the powerful elemental cannon that cycles through different attacks. Boosting blinks through enemies and leaves a trail of fire behind the shell. Gain a damage buff while enemies are burning. So they get more elemental damage and critical chance every time they level up. And we've got our next map, which is Sylvan Cloister. All right, guys. Well, that has been Vital Shell. I enjoyed this game a lot. I loved the simplicity of it. And I was also, at first I was worried. Playing as the block character in just face tanking and healing and being indestructible made me feel like, is this game actually going to get challenging? But the second area proved me wrong. It ramped up quite a bit. I'm glad I had that extra life and I grabbed Drain. Otherwise, we would have been goner. And so I like how every character is very distinct. I do not know. This is an answer I can't give you guys, but I have to assume, right? We've got 5 maps. I'm wondering, after you beat 5, does it progress or you get more difficulties? Because I really don't feel like, with this much content on the devotion trees and leveling this up, there's got to be more replayability. And it's just not shown to us yet. I can't believe you just have 5 levels in no difficulties. But who knows? Maybe the last level is so brutally difficult, you can't beat it unless you die and try it over and over and over again. I don't think that's the case, though. But all in all, I had a lot of fun with this game. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Give me a comment down below if you want more Vital Shell, or if there's any other games you think will be fun on the channel. And if you've watched me this far and have not hit that sub button, please consider doing so, because that supports me way more than you know. I will see all of you guys next time. Take care.